Good evening. I'm Callahan Marshall. Thank you for joining us tonight. A Utica deputy fire chief was taken to the hospital today following a house fire on Smith Place. Chief Scott Ingersoll says the firefighter was on a stairway on the second floor when it suddenly collapsed and he fell to the basement. News Channel 2's Brent Carney is live in the studio with an update on his condition. Brent.
Good evening, Callahan. Chief Ingersoll told me this morning that Deputy Fire Chief Matt Ambrose suffered from a leg injury and minor scrapes and was released from the hospital this afternoon. I'm also learning from the city the house that burned down also had a number of codes complaints.
It ended up being a difficult morning for the firefighters here in Utica after being called to the very narrow street, Smith Place, for a house fire.
On arrival, firefighters found heavy smoke coming from the first and second floors. When they went to advance hose lines into the building, they found heavy fire inside the building that had already extended through the second floor into the walls.
Ingersoll says the fire crews worked for over an hour trying to get the blaze under control. The chief says there were reports of people trapped on the second floor of the home, but firefighters found nobody inside.
During the course of that firefight, we did have a stairway collapse on the front of the building inside, and a firefighter did fall from the second floor to the basement. That firefighter was removed from the basement with assistance and under his own power.
It was later learned that that firefighter was Deputy Fire Chief Matt Ambrose. Firefighters were able to help Ambrose out of the house, where he was taken to St. Elizabeth's for an evaluation. Ingersoll says the building also has a negative record with the city.
The building is in codes court right now due to various issues.
According to the city codes department, the two-family property has had a number of codes complaints, including one about exposed wiring. The city says prior to the fire, they did attempt to gain access to the property for a full inspection, but they say they were unable to.
And Chief Ingersoll says that the people that lived in the home have been accounted for. They were not home during the time of the fire. The city says the city's fire marshal as well as state fire investigators are currently looking into the cause and origin of the fire. But for now, in the studio, Brent Carney, News Channel 2.